Yesterday I went out and I met people in the real world, quote unquote, real world, meaning not online business owners, coaches, which is the world that I'm usually in my day-to-day life. And it's fascinating to me because I was connecting with someone who is in the spiritual world, who's a yogi, practices meditation, and I was sharing with him about my work and about the way that I teach business and the way that I teach sales. And he's like, wow, so this is really conscious entrepreneurship. You're teaching people to be conscious while doing business. And I said, yes, that is exactly what I do. And I thought that I would pop on here and translate what that means in sales, especially high ticket sales, because, there are certain, do I want to call them paradigms? No. There are certain generalizations when it comes to the spiritual entrepreneur or the healer, or, it's very much a similar mindset as an artist, right? And it's a money mindset, right? Where the money mindset there is starving artist. And when people are a healer, the mindset there is like, oh my gosh, I'm a healer. I can help so many people. I have the responsibility to help people, to give them the shirt off my back, to me starve, suffer, martyr myself for my work because I'm a healer and I need to heal people. And for coaches too, it's like we know that we can help so many people. And the mindset piece that comes up a lot with people that I work with is, who am I to charge that much money for what I do? And so part of that is mindset. And a big part of it is really just understanding that people devote money, time, resources to the things that they are prioritizing. It's really hard to heal someone who does not want to be healed. Many of you who have romantic relationships might know that, right? It's very hard to help someone that has not requested help and that doesn't want to be helped. And you're like, oh, but I can see your pain and I'm trying to heal you. And it's like, number one, it's disrespecting them. It's non-consensual, right? They're not consenting to accepting your help in a deeper way. And number two, it's there's this concept that I learned a while ago through someone who he taught speaking. And it's this thing called karmic debt. And the karmic debt piece is to those healers, to those coaches that you're undercharging. You're undercharging. You are putting people that work with you into karmic debt when you do that. What on earth is karmic debt and what does it mean? It means when you know that you're undercharging, when you know that you're giving your stuff away for free or just not charging what it's worth, that other person, you're putting them into a position of debt. You're putting them into energetic debt. So you're giving them something that's worth, say, $5,000 and you're only charging them $1,000 for it. You're giving all of your time, you're doing all of this. They're on the hook energetically for that extra $4,000. And so that's something for you to consider if you've been hesitant to raise your prices. That's the value of what you offer should be commensurate to what you charge. And so getting into more spirituality about higher ticket sales and the spiritual components of a high ticket sales, I want to talk about three main concepts and how they function together and actual things that you could do before your next sales call to really ground yourself in the energy of this. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is compassion. Now, compassion is it's a spiritual concept, right? What is compassion? Compassion is seeing someone through the eyes of love. That's the way that I see it. And also seeing them through their, as their highest self, right? And sharing love with them. And that's a key piece on a sales call because people can feel when you don't care. People can feel when you're just in it for the money. And when you're just in it for the money, they are not going to want to work with you, especially when you're doing boutique sales, especially when you're doing very high ticket sales, especially when you are working with people that are the more conscious and the more woke and the more energetically, vibrationally high, more spiritually connected you are, the more you're attracting more conscious people. And people in the coaching industry know that the buyer sophistication level of our prospects and clients is increasing. So the way that you care for your energy, the way that you show up is extremely powerful. And if people feel that you don't really care about what their outcome is, that you just want to close a deal, it's not going to work. And also, if people feel like you're undercharging for your services and they're a sophisticated market, they're going to feel like whatever you're offering is probably not worth it, or they're not going to get what they want out of it because it's a lower investment level. And they're also going to be turned off. So when I talk about showing up with love and showing up with compassion, it's compassion for yourself, what actually works for you. And it's also showing up and reflecting that compassion for the other person. And that means non-judgment, which is, very much a Buddhist principle. Like, you don't judge where they're at. You don't judge the situation, the circumstances that they're going through. And the reason you do that is because if you choose to not judge them, then number one, they feel that you're not judging them. They feel that you're open to hearing all of their experiences, and you can go a lot deeper in a sales conversation, and if you're a coach, a lot deeper in supporting them from this space. The other pieces of non-judgment is that it also allows you to be a mirror. And that's exactly what you want to do in a sales conversation. A lot of people think sales, if you're a good coach, you can be a super powerful salesperson. Very, very powerful. And non-judgment allows you to reflect a mirror. And when we put our own judgments, I'm like translating prejuicios, I'm like, that's Spanish, Jen. How do I say that? Like our own judgment, our own perception and projection on things, the mirror is no longer clean. It's no longer a clean mirror. It's a dirty mirror. It's a mirror that's clouded by our lens of the world. And that's not an accurate mirror. And the most powerful thing that you could do on a sales conversation is listen as an objective mirror, right? And so compassion and non-judgment and showing up for the person powerfully, like these are spiritual elements that you can bring into your sales call. The third is trust. Trusting that they are coming. And so I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, especially women. We struggle with this a lot, where we struggle that we're feeling the imposter syndrome, feeling confident enough to serve this person. If someone is taking their time to jump on a call with you, or to have a discovery call, or to explore what working together would look like, you get to trust that the reason that they're jumping on the call for you is is because they believe that you have something to offer them. You get to trust that they are coming to you because they believe that you can solve their problem. So act accordingly. And the other thing is, trust your timing, trust their timing, and trust the reason that they came to you. So compassion, non-judgment, trust. And also, when you lean back into trust, you're not putting pressure on them. And that's a big piece. A lot of times people, especially conscious spiritual entrepreneurs, they feel a resistance towards sales because they feel like it's going to be a high pressure activity, and they've in the past have felt pressure from other people, from other salespeople, and they don't want to partake in it. And they don't trust that you can show up in a way that's authentic to you and in a way that does not pressure them, but allows them to make an empowered decision. So the next piece is this concept that I actually learned doing a 10-day meditation called the Vipassana meditation. Vipassana is a Buddhist meditation. It's a silent meditation. And the key word of Vipassana is equanimity. You do it to develop equanimity. Now, what on earth is equanimity? Equanimity is detachment. It's non-attachment. And in sales, one of the most powerful things that you learn is to not be attached to the outcome, not be attached to getting the sale. And people, especially entrepreneurs, when it's your personal brand, when it's your business, when it's your baby, when it's the way that you make a living, it can feel so challenging to hold the space of non-attachment, to hold the space of equanimity, to hold the space of you get to the close, you're letting them know how much it is to work with you. And instead of being in this puppy dog energy of like, oh my God, please work with me, like this desperation, this scarcity, like which, we're human beings and a lot of us might encounter that in sales, we get to hold the space of complete equanimity. We get to hold the space of being super centered in our bodies, feeling powerful, feeling like we provided massive value in the conversation, and feeling as though we are offering a very powerful and potent option to really shift someone's life, to really change someone's life. And equanimity is also very, very important, especially for those of you who are healers and empaths and spiritual entrepreneurs and are just, your channels are open and you really feel people, you really get people. Such an amazing skill to have in sales and in your work. And on sales calls, you want to maintain a sense of equanimity where you are not getting enrolled into the other person's story, right? Like you are the person that is holding the influence. And if you get enrolled or influenced into someone else's story about how they can't do the thing that they're coming to you to help them to do, then you're not even going to make an offer. You're not even going to see the possibility for them. And your job as a coach, as a spiritual entrepreneur, as someone who is wanting to really support people and help them powerfully, your job is to maintain enough centeredness, enough equanimity to know what is their story and to have a very clear lens, non-judgment, equanimity, and compassion, seeing them where they are at and not accepting that as their reality. Because the reason that they are where they are is because they've chosen that reality. They've accepted that in their reality. And you cannot be a powerful leader or a powerful coach or a powerful enroller for them if you're doing the same, if you're buying into their story. You're copying out, right? And so having equanimity also allows you to ask the hard questions. It gives you the space to share very objectively. Can I share with you what I'm seeing right now? Based on what you're sharing, this is what I'm seeing. It allows you to really understand what's their story, and that allows you perspective as to how exactly you can help them. So, all of this is great, Jen. Thanks. It's great to know that I shouldn't feel desperate or scarce on a sales call. It's great to know that I should not judge anyone on a sales call and that I should trust the universe. And that's nice. Thanks. But how on earth do I do that? How do I get from here to there? And that's the question, right? So first, I invite you to join my Facebook group, Celebrate. I will drop the link in the comments after this video. But second, here are some actual practices that you can do to hone in on your awareness, raise your vibration, and create a really loving, awesome relationship with sales calls where you're excited to have a sales conversation. And the reason being is because what you focus your energy on expands. And the more excited you are, the more you're going to receive. If you have a resistance to something, you're going to avoid it. And if you're avoiding sales calls, well, the universe is listening to that too, and it's not going to send you sales calls, and you're going to be stuck in a similar place in your business, right? And so here are some tips as to how to create a space of non-judgment for yourself and for others, how to create more compassion, and how to create, most of all, best of all, my favorite, equanimity. Really having that detachment, not being attached to any sort of outcome, and being able to hold a steady mirror and steady witness for other people without your energy, your projections, your screen, your own money mindset, what you think is possible, getting in the way. And this is not only going to support you in your sales, but it is going to powerfully support you as a coach. So the first thing is having some sort of awareness practice. Now, I am someone who I do a lot of different rituals. It depends on the phase that I'm in, what I'm learning about. So for me, I started more with a body practice, which was yoga. And yoga got me into meditation. And I had a very steady meditation practice for a while. Right now, what I've been practicing the most is just being deeply present in the moment that I'm in. You know, deeply present means I'm paying attention to the color of the wood. I'm paying attention to the way that the light flickers in. I'm being really fully present with someone, not just listening to what they're saying, but listening to what they're not saying. You know, even having walks that you go on outside where you're just present to how the air feels on your skin, how the noises that you hear outside. So practicing presence really supports all of this. And then the next thing on how to do this on a sales call is, remember, this is not about you. Even issues about your confidence or anything like that, it's not about you. Trust that they are on the phone because they believe that you can help them, number one. The other piece is, when you make it about them, it allows you to get out of your head. It allows you to get out of, oh my God, what do I need to say next? You're able to really powerfully witness what they are going through and deeply listen to them. And more often than not, that's what they need on a sales call. That's the experience that they need to have to feel like you really, really get them. And so the more that you can hold space for deeply listening and making it about them and getting out of your head about it, the more that you are going to be able to practice equanimity. Whoa, it was looking like it was going to fall out. The more that you're going to be able to practice trust and really, digging deeper and finding that question that you're like, oh, this is why we're connecting right now. This is why I am exquisitely equipped for you to help you, to support you. And centering yourself before the call, feeling your own body, feeling your own energy, feeling your own peacefulness. Going into a call like that, everyone wants to be around that person. And going into the call with a really consistent, steady vibration supports sales. It's that type of energy provides safety and it provides certainty. And when people are handing over thousands of dollars, they need to experience a presence that provides safety, that provides a sense of certainty, that provides a sense of, okay, this person has got me. They can hold me. They can hold what I am coming here with, right? So I hope that this video is super helpful. Watch it again, watch it a few times, share with your friends. And if you want more videos like this, please join my group, Celebrate. I just did a training in there on handling objections that was fire. It was so good. And the group is completely free. I'll drop the link in the comments. And share this video if it's helpful, or if you think it would support a friend, feel free to tag them. Hope you have a beautiful, fantastic Sunday. Happy sales. And I will see you all soon. Bye.